Well, we got a lot of seepage going on here. That's not gonna work too good. So we're gonna try something different. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back to Dirty Brain's Garage. So today we're gonna actually get started on part 2 of this Bilt pressure washer deal. I already actually had a whole part 2 video started on this thing. I actually had it to the point it was done until, as you saw in the last clip where the carburetor was leaking. So here we go. We got it. I pulled the breather cover off of it and everything. In the last video, I had rebuilt the carburetor and everything. The needle valve was rusted, corroded badly into the seat and everything. And it wasn't, it was doing fine for a couple minutes. And the unit actually started and everything. And next thing you know, it's just leaking out the vent and everything. The seat was not sealing. I replaced the needle valve again. I put another float in it to assure what the problem was, and it's the actual seat itself. So it was to the point that I ended up scrapping a whole video. So we're gonna start over again. Anyway, so the where it was so corroded and whatnot, where I'd cleaned it and everything, it seemed to be fine, but it was not sealing. I checked around. I was gonna go ahead and replace the seat and everything, and then I decided to go on Hipastore.com just for the heck of it, check a price of the carburetor, and I found a deal I could not pass up. So yeah, right here, got a brand new carburetor from Hipastore.com. It came with some gaskets, which we're not going to use these ones. We're going to use this one. But $9.99 for a brand new carburetor and a gasket. You can't beat that. I'm sorry. I mean, this gasket alone, OEM, is a $5 gasket. So you're not beating these prices. Like I said, I'll get into that more later on. But for right now, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and pull this carburetor off here. We're going to switch it out. And hopefully at the end of this video, we're going to have a running unit and everything. And we'll go from there with it. All right, so Brain Dead Boy checking in with you. I screwed up big time. I actually, I did a full clip on removal and installation of this carburetor. Put the phone on record, but I didn't notice that I had it on photo instead of video. So none of it took. My apologies. But anyway, I'm going to show you right now. As far as taking this carburetor off, you got your spring here. That comes off first. You got right there and right there. You got a couple 30 Torx bit 30mm bolts. You know, that just, yeah, your choke linkage comes off first, then your carburetor linkage, and it's bada boom, bada bing. Really not a big deal. But anyway, one thing I did want to point out, I had mentioned in the last clip where I wasn't going to use the gaskets that Hipa gave me as far as the carburetor itself. And this is why. You want to notice, this is your OEM gasket, how it drops way down like that. This gasket actually, not only is a gasket, but it actually prevents vapor lock. It's going to protect the float bowl from the exhaust gas and everything coming through. These units sit here stationary when they're running. There's a lot of heat going on and everything. So you want something there to block off the heat from the float bowl. So that's what this OEM gasket's good for. I personally, I mean, and if it was totally trashed, yeah, I might try something different, but it's not. So, but anyway, so up next, we're gonna go ahead and put our breather cover back on there. As I'd said, we're gonna go ahead and use a Hipa gasket on there. Get your little tabs here, and that gasket's gonna slide over them. Go ahead. I know this isn't gonna show anything. I'm sorry, but this is what I got to work with right now. So, go ahead and put that on like so. Yeah. All right. That's what I like about this one gasket that Hipa gives you. It actually lines up. There's some little tabs on this breather cover that actually lines up with the tabs on the gasket, and it's going to slide right in place for you. And that's the end of it. Look at that. Perfect. That gasket sits right in place the way it's supposed to. When I did the original one, this gasket was missing completely, and I ended up, I just put a little silicone on there, which would work, no problem, but this is better. So there's that. So let me go ahead and set you over here for a second, and we'll go ahead and zap that cover on there. Is that gonna, no, we'll try it. So, and you gotta put your little breather tube back on there, like such. Just it. There we go. Alright, now we'll go ahead and put our bolts back in there. This is nice too, with the with this new carburetor, we can actually run the original bolts again. The other one, if you watch the first video, you'll see that they were all stripped out in the actual carburetor body itself. These ones are not. Get started. There we go. Second one. There we go. Perfect. All right, that'll pretty much sum it up for this one. I'm gonna tighten these up in a second here. That new air breather for this unit will be here tomorrow. It's the new air filter rather, and we're gonna be firing this thing up today regardless, but you're gonna notice it's kind of like a diamond shaped deal here. This is a foam filter, Briggs & Stratton 5433K. That's the number of the filter you want for this one. So give me a couple minutes here. I'm just gonna button this thing up real quick, and we're gonna get this thing out in the driveway, and we're gonna fire it up, and hopefully we're gonna have a good one here. All right, let's see what goes on here. So I left the inspection plate off for the time being. I'm probably gonna have to adjust this throttle setting a little bit, but who knows. But anyway, we're all set up and ready to go. I'm gonna go over here. Don't mind the mess over here. It's a freaking disaster area. Crank up our water. So they didn't give me a nozzle with this thing when they dropped it off. I got my own nozzle right here. obviously leaking profusely, but yeah. But I wanted to make sure. All right, so we got some. Yeah, I thought it was a good thing. You want to purge your pump a little bit before we go ahead and fire it off. But yeah, we got we got leaks galore around here. That's all right though. Not the end of the world. But all right, I think that should be about it. I'm gonna set you over here on a stand, and we're gonna see if we can't fire this whole thing off and see if she'll run. With any luck, because it's about freezing out here. It's not freezing, it's about in the 40s or whatever, but it's still, it's not comfortable. Alright, so we got, turn on, see if she'll fire. You know what? I'm not into cold water spraying on me right now, but I hope you would agree that she sounded pretty good. I gotta adjust the RPMs up a little bit and everything, but we got water leaking everywhere. That nozzle is probably not the correct one for this unit and everything, but for right now, I'm gonna call this one a win. That's your Hipa carburetor, $10 carb and everything. And if it warms up a little bit, I'll do another video showing this unit. I don't know. The air filter's coming in tomorrow. The customer may want it back. I don't know. We'll deal with that afterwards. But for right now, we're gonna call this one a win. And we'll catch you on the next one.